Please call the roll.
I'm sorry.
Ron Van Kirk,
Here.
Colleen Gallagher,
Here.
Katie Gallagher,
Here.
Kevin Tansky,
Here.
Tom Murphy,
Here.
Kathy Pucci. Here. Tony DeMarco.
Here.
And will everyone please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance.
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Two per acre.
Okay, we have a set of minutes from June 10th, 2013. We need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Joanne, will you call the roll, please? Or Ron Van Kirk,
Abstain.
Colleen Gallagher,
Yes.
Katie Gallagher,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky.
Yes.
Tom Murphy.
Yes.
Kathy Pucci. Yes. Tony DeMarco.
Yes.
Okay, next we have our public session. If anyone has anything to say for the good and welfare of the city of Brooklyn, please step up to the podium, state your name and address for the record, and please observe our 5-minute time limit.
My name is Earl Blom. I live at 4720 Forest Edge Drive, Brooklyn, Ohio. I see the chicken ordinance is back on the agenda, so I'm going to talk about ordinance 2013-46. As I said in the last time I got up and spoke about it, I said that Brooklyn is not a rural community, a community as such that it is advantageous to have chickens. The chickens attract predators, foxes, hawks, rats, mice, you name it, it attracts them. It does not make a safe environment for our children of our community. And in addition, how do you enforce it? You're going to have someone go out and count the number of chickens per square foot to make sure that they meet the ordinance requirements? Brooklyn is not the place to have chickens. It's not safe for our children, and I urge council not to accept it. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Victor Ardito, 7439 Outlook Avenue. I'd like to bring up the trees on the tree lawns again. A couple of suggestions. Maybe it's been said before, but I believe that the city bought a tree stumper now that the city owns a tree stumper. We also, I believe, have a bucket truck. One of the things I was thinking is, what is the cost when you do the concrete every time a tree starts buckling the sidewalks? About 2 years ago at my mom's house, she lives on Bidoff across from the high school, replaced the sidewalk near the driveway because it was buckling considerably, about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. So we didn't want people tripping and end up with a lawsuit. Now the driveway's starting to buckle up from the same tree. So is there something I can do? Am I allowed to cut the tree down? Allowed to plant another one after that? Can you make a deal with, to me, I think the cost of concrete, could be same amount as for taking a tree down, but I'm not sure. I know there are tree plate places out there that do this professionally. When it's a larger tree, maybe when they're slow, you can work a deal. When you guys get time, come down and take X amount of trees out, and the city can stump them, I believe, because we do have a stumper, unless I'm wrong, and set up a deal where it's more affordable for everyone. Thank you.
Does anyone else have anything to say for the good and welfare of the city of Brooklyn? Okay, we'll move forward. We now have reports of committees, commissions, and boards. For the Finance Committee, we did meet earlier this evening at 6:15. The Finance Committee did recommend adoption of all the legislation and related items on our agenda that relate to finance. We also had an in-depth discussion on our splash pad. Our bids came in over what the budget was, and we did decide to hold off on making a decision until we could get some more information and also have our city engineer come to a special meeting. I'll also give the Economic Development Committee report at this time. We do have a meeting scheduled for Wednesday, June 26th at 10:30 a.m. Next is Recreation Board, Mr. Tansky.
Thank you, Mrs. Pucci. The next Recreation Board meeting is scheduled for Monday, September 16th at 6:30 PM in the Mayor's Courtroom. That concludes my report.
Okay, Planning Commission, Mrs. Katie Gallagher, did you have a report?
Mr. Fitzgerald, there's no planning commission scheduled for July 11th, correct?
No, the cutoff date is this Friday, the 28th, for the July 11th meeting.
Okay.
So
So as of right now, there's no planning commission meeting.
As of right now, no, but I'm anticipating some applications coming in.
Okay. That's all I can provide. Thank you.
So the next meeting would be then,
July 11th.
okay. Thank you. Okay, next we have council reports, and this evening we begin with Mr. Van Kirk.
Thank you, Mrs. Pucci. Good evening, and thank you once again for taking the time to be part of our meeting. I first wanted to welcome back Chief Melky. It's good to have you back, and congratulations on finishing your training. And since our last meeting, I've received several phone calls and some emails from various residents. I wanted to thank Mr. Verba, the police department, the fire department for their timely responses to these issues, and the residents wanted me to thank you as well, so thanks, guys, appreciate that. And also, obviously, summer is here, as you can tell by the warmer temperatures outside. Just want to encourage everyone to stay hydrated, to be safe. Driving, as obviously many kids are out and about now that school's out, so just make sure you watch out with them as you're on the roads. And I want to wish everyone a happy summer. Hope you have a great one, and feel free to contact us if you need anything. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Mrs. Colleen Gallagher.
Thank you. Mr. Bloom, we have over 5 residents right now that are raising chickens and roosters on their property. One property has over 25 chickens and on less than an acre. So is that okay? No. And this one lady came to me, I said in previous reports, probably 6 months ago or a year ago, wanted to raise 2 chickens. The law is not being enforced, and this is wrong. And this is my goal tonight, was to have this ordinance so we can start enforcing it. I researched this, and I asked Kathy Pucci to table it tonight because one resident, who was a former animal control officer, dropped off an ordinance tonight, and our law director's not here to research this, but in 1945, an ordinance prohibiting the raising, keeping, maintaining, or harboring of pigeons, chickens, ducks, geese, turkeys, guinea hens, rabbits, mice, pigs, sheep, cows, horses, goats, or any other birds, fowl, rodents, or animals detrimental to the public health and general welfare on any parcel lot and sublot within the village limits. So I am going to research this because I didn't see it in our books. Obviously, our law director didn't see it in the books. And Mary Jo, our council president, did not let me know that there was this ordinance on hand. But this ordinance only allows 2 chickens for each 1 acre of parcel. A couple of people keep throwing out arguments that chickens attract predators, and you were one of them. And one person said chickens smell, chickens carry bacteria and disease. Yes, there is some truth to these arguments. Chickens smell mostly because their coops are not cleaned regularly. Chickens carry bacteria and disease. The Public Health Department claims the risks of these types are no different than a cat or a dog. Should we ban dogs or cats? Not on my watch. Can chickens attract predators? Most issues with rodents are due to feed being improperly stored. The positives outweigh the negatives. Producing your own food, sharing it with neighbors, bringing the community together, it's a great booster. I believe with appropriate restrictions such as no roosters, a limit of number of chickens, proper ratio coop size, permit purchase from the city to keep chickens, which would help for cost incurred by the city, and random checks by animal control would be a positive. Lastly, I've heard from 3 council people who stated their positions. The interesting fact is that only 1 council person has addressed the chickens and roosters are being raised illegally in Brooklyn, and that's a negative. So again, I'm going to table this tonight. I'm going to research the ordinance from 1945, and then I'll get back to everyone in September. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Mrs. Katie Gallagher?
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Mr. Verba, I had a resident contact me about Marquardt Park, about some trash laying in the park, and the resident had asked, he noticed that there was 2 signs saying Brooklyn Recycles, and the only trash that was laying about is, bottles and stuff that can be recycled, but we have no recycle bins there. I was wondering if it's possible, if we can get something to put items in.
Yeah, we'll set something up.
Okay, thank you very much, and I hope everyone enjoys their summer.
Thank you. Mr. Tansky?
Good evening. I hope everyone is enjoying the start of summer. Ordinance 2013-40 authorizing the mayor to amend and expand an agreement with Zash and Rich LPA to add an additional $25,000 for labor negotiations. If you recall, the last ordinance 2012-64 authorizing the mayor to retain Johnson, Miller, and Schmitz to conduct labor negotiations was voted down by a majority. Then came ordinance 2012-78 a few weeks later, which authorized the mayor to retain Zash and Rich at a cost not to exceed $50,000, which was approved by a majority. The idea to change firms was intended to save tax dollars, not increase spending. I do not understand where the city is going with this. When will the door close on the high-cost spending? To break it down, we have spent $37,697 for labor negotiations to date, most of which was spent on labor negotiations with the Ohio Patrolmen's Association at a cost of $16,225, $3,206 on the dispatchers, $6,337 on local 1099, $8,017 on firefighters, IAFF, $417 on AFSCME, $3,493 on general costs. It has cost the city nearly half of the $37,697 for one department. The city now has 4 departments to go, not to mention the general cost, which is sure to rise. At this rate, where is the cap set? 75,000, 100,000, or higher? I have suggested many times to use federal mediation at no cost as an alternative and then move to fact-finding, if needed, which would have cost us far less. I'm asking council to vote against ordinance 2013-40. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Murphy?
Thank you. I want to thank the people that got up and spoke tonight. I know it's difficult sometimes to speak in public, but thank you so much. And I do want to at least advise the people, holiday is coming up, July 4th. Please be careful. I know, the younger people want to use the fireworks. You can get hurt doing that. You get hurt for life. Be careful. But have a nice summer. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. DeMarco?
I just have a couple items. I want to remind any resident that is interested in running for Brooklyn City Council that petitions are due no later than 4 p.m. on August 7th, 2013. If you have any questions regarding this or anything that I may be able to help you with, feel free to contact me at 216-741-0655. In regards to the keeping of chickens or whatnot, I've made my experience known on this issue that I do not think we should have chickens in the city of Brooklyn. If we have an ordinance that's on the books currently, I would suggest, I'm sure Chief Milky would have no problem enforcing the ordinance that's currently on the books, and if we can't, then obviously we have a bigger problem. And also, for the record, I would just like to say that from what I can tell, the law firm that we've hired to conduct our negotiations for all of our union contracts have done a fantastic job so far, and I will support the additional expenditure of dollars for their continued work. And that's all I have.
Thank you. I would like to offer our condolences to the Eggers family on the passing of their son and brother, Rob Eggers, a couple weeks ago. Also, welcome back to Chief Milkey. I know that it's quite an accomplishment to be accepted into the FBI Academy. We're very proud of you. Mr. Verba, when it's your report, if you could answer this for me. I had a call from a resident over the weekend asking about a private company cutting down lawn trees, that are obviously owned by the city. So if you could give an explanation of that. They mentioned specifically the one near Bidoff, or right by Bidoff Plaza. Regarding the ordinance for increasing the threshold for the law firm that is representing us in negotiations, nobody up here likes to spend money, and I think we all take our role as with oversight very seriously. But, we need someone to represent us. I think the general consensus is that we're all pretty pleased. This year we did go with new representation. I think everybody's pleased with how they've performed. So, I think going into this, we knew that there was a chance that we would go over the initial threshold. I don't see that there's any other option. We can't stop negotiating, and these are the people we've hired to represent the interest of the city in our labor negotiations. So I do understand the concern about spending more than we initially estimated, but I don't really see that we have a choice. This is our last regular meeting prior to the summer recess. However, this doesn't mean we're on vacation. We do schedule special meetings as necessary. We already know that we have to schedule one in the next few weeks to address our collective bargaining agreement with our police department. When we do this, we do make the appropriate notices and postings of any special meetings, and council also continues to address concerns and complaints from residents. Our contact information is on the city website, or you can also call City Hall for our contact information. I hope everyone has a safe rest of the summer. Our next regular meeting will be Monday, September 9th. And we'll move on to reports of the mayor, Mayor Balbier.
Thank you, Mrs. Pucci. As you may have noticed, they started working on clearing the land for sheets, and they expect to be open by September, which to me sounds fantastic, starting from an empty lot and being open in September. This is a $3.1 million project, and the city will get $26,000 in permits while they're building it. There'll be a rain barrel workshop on Wednesday, June 27th at 6 to 7:30 at the Grand Pavilion. To register, just call Amy at 216-524-6580, extension 22. Also on tonight's agenda, I'm recommending to council, and I hope they approve Mr. Fitzgerald for our building commissioner. Mr. Fitzgerald worked for 30 years as a building inspector in Lakewood, and he was the assistant to Mr. Ockington until Mr. Ockington retired. And so for the last 6 months, he's been the acting director. He's done an excellent job. In fact, quite a few council people have commented on how good he is. So tonight's the time to pay him back, and I hope council approves him as our full-time building commissioner. The recycling report came in from the county, and the county average is 32.74%. Brooklyn is at 39.43%, which is excellent. However, we're down 2% from last year. I don't know why, but I noticed a lot of other cities were down too, but we're 7 percentage points above the average, so we're doing fine. I also was in contact, I heard this and I contacted the people. There's a summer lunch program. Now, in Brooklyn City schools, there's a lot of kids that got breakfast and lunch at school, but now that school's out, I thought about this before. What are they doing for lunch? Well, there is a program to help them. It's called the Summer Lunch Program. It runs from June 10th to August 23rd, and it's located at 11212 Snow Road. It's a free lunch for any youths between the ages of 2 and 18 years old. All they have to do is show up and enjoy it. And for this location, if you go down Hauserman in the snow and you turn right, a little ways up on the right-hand side, there's a school. Well, Parma no longer uses the school, but this organization is using it. It's funded with county money. The county gets it from the federal government. And I asked her, I said, what if parents bring the kids in? She says, we feed all the kids first, then if there's food left over, then we'll feed the parents also. So this is an excellent program. So once again, that's located at 11212 Snow Road. They also have a pantry also for people. I think that's once a month or so. They can go there for food. There was a pre-construction meeting held for Ridge Road. It's going to start on July the 8th. It'll be on the west side of Ridge Road, starting at Memphis. There will be one-way traffic in each direction. And the first phase will go from Memphis to Hurricane Alley and will end November 15th. That's the first phase. The second phase will be from there up to Ira, and the third phase will be in front of Ridge Park Square. On tonight's agenda, there's approval for LA Fitness. Now, since I've announced this here, I've had a lot of phone calls from businessmen. Everybody's very excited about LA Fitness. And I've received calls from residents also, but the businesses are thrilled. And I think this is a perfect fit for Brooklyn, for this LA Fitness. I think that their goal is for young executives, and this will be a perfect drawing card for that area up there. They bought the property from KeyBank, and it's going to be 45,000 square feet, and I believe they're going to employ about 75 people. But this is a plus for the city of Brooklyn. However, I got an email today from Mr. DeMarco, and he's against it. But it seems like Mr. DeMarco is attacking me every week about our economic development. I think we're doing fine. And LA's Fitness is a perfect example. A lot of these developers come to me in private, which they did a couple months ago, and they don't want the name of their company put out. But once it reaches the Planning Commission, it has to become known. So we honor that. We don't spread any rumors. We don't make second guesses. We wait until it comes in front of the Planning Commission. And I can see the economy starting to pick up. Fran and I are working on at least 4 other things. Some of them are huge, some of them are small. But the reason we can't discuss them, because it's usually the same reason. They don't want anything out there on them because maybe they haven't purchased the property yet or something, and the price will go up or something like that. But we are working on at least 4 other deals, and I'm completely satisfied with our economic development director. So I hope everybody votes for this tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. Murphy.
I didn't mention or congratulate Chief Milkey. Graduating from the FBI Academy places Chief Milkey in a category of officers, a very select category of officers. That category of officers, if the statistics still hold true, is less than 1/2 of 1% of all officers in the world, current officers in the world. To me, it's really a big deal. Congratulations, Chief.
Mayor.
Mrs. Pucci just wanted to let me know on that rain barrel thing that I commented on, there was a mistake in the literature I got, and they've corrected it. That'll be on Thursday night.
Mrs.
Okay.
Pucci, can I be recognized, please?
Yes, Mr. DeMarco.
Thank you. In regards to the comments regarding, I guess, economic development, again, I'm not sure why people are taking these as a tax. I'm just asking very simple questions, which is, and I guess we don't have an answer from the mayor this evening. I asked last meeting, how many jobs have we been directly responsible for creating in Brooklyn in the last 1, 3, and 5 years? And I guess tonight, I don't get an answer and the residents don't get an answer. And again, this is not a personal attack on our economic development director. It's not a personal attack on the mayor. The numbers are reality. The reality is our payroll taxes are down significantly, and without the increase that was put back in 2009, we would not be able to provide the services that our residents expect. And so my only point to all this is I understand that negotiations happen and you can't share things with council, but I don't see enough activity around economic development, and I want to see more. and I believe the majority of council would like to see more activity as well. So like I said at the last meeting, I'm trying to add resources to our economic development efforts with the hopes of bringing good, paying, long-term jobs to the city of Brooklyn. So, Mayor, I guess my only question again is, do we wait till council recesses, or can you send council an email and let us know how many jobs the city of Brooklyn has been directly responsible for creating in the last 3 or 5 years, or do we just get no answer? Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on to director's reports. This evening, we have one, and that's from our service director, Mr. Verba.
Thank you, Mrs. Pucci. Just to answer your question, at the June 11th pre-construction meeting into the Ridge Road reconstruction project, the county authorized permission for PERC Construction to take down those trees because they are directly involved with the construction and they needed to be removed. So it was authorized.
May I ask a quick question? So is the payment coming out of the funds for that project, or are we paying for that?
I would believe it's coming out of the county's, for the project.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll pass that along to the resident.
The recreation center was given a trust by Edward Domino in an amount of $77,000. We have been renovating our racquetball court and turning that into a cardiovascular room. We're near completion. We still got to tie a few things up. But we are hopeful that we are going to open that up July 12th. That's actually the day that he passed away. So we're hoping that we'll have that all done and open that up on July 12th. And we'll have that up on our website and also the cable channel as well. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. And I just want to follow up on something I mentioned last year when we started this, that I would like to see a plaque recognizing Mr. Domino's very generous donation to the city.
Yeah, we have a plaque, and actually it will read, "In humble and grateful recognition, the city of Brooklyn extends its deepest gratitude to the trust of Edward J. Domino, whose generosity has made this cardiovascular and upgraded workout room a reality. With sincere appreciation, Mr. Edward J. Domino, January 24th, 1930 to July 12th, 2010.
Thank you very much, Mr. Verba, for taking care of that.
Mrs. Pucci, may I be recognized?
Yes, Chief.
I wanted to first off thank Sergeant John Knapp, who stood in my place while I was absent. I appreciate it very much. I also wanted to give a quick update on the Code Red. Just this afternoon, I got an update that our database is being populated, and hopefully up and running in the next month or two. I'll have some information I'll put out through the Sun News and our website, and how we're going to test call and get that up and running. So,
Thank you, Chief. Okay, we have a letter from the mayor here. Dear members of council, I'm asking council to confirm my appointment of Mr. Edward Fitzgerald as the City of Brooklyn's full-time building commissioner. He has been acting commissioner for the past 6 months since Mr. Ockington retired. Mr. Fitzgerald has been doing an excellent job. Working part-time is not enough hours. Mr. Fitzgerald would start full-time July 1st, 2013. Thank you sincerely, Richard H. Balbier, Mayor. So we need a motion to confirm this appointment.
I'll make that motion to confirm.
May I be recognized?
Yes,
Could you state his salary for the record?
I believe, is it 72,000?
72,000.
Thank you.
Okay, any other comments or questions? Joanne, will you call the roll, please?
Ron Van Kirk,
yes.
Colleen Gallagher,
Yes.
Katie Gallagher,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky.
Yes.
Tom Murphy,
Absolutely.
Kathy Pucci,
Yes.
and Tony DeMarco.
Yes.
Thank you, council.
And congratulations, Mr. Fitzgerald. I believe I speak for all of council when I say that we're very pleased with your attitude, the changes you've been able to make so far, and your cooperation with council. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next we have council confirmation. Request for council confirmation regarding LA Fitness, location southwest corner of I-480 and Tiedemann Road between Max and Irma's Restaurant and Key Bank, permanent parcel number 43309-007. Dear Mayor and members of council, the Planning Commission at its regular meeting on June 6, 2013, granted a conditional use approval from Visconti Companies LTD for an LA Fitness Center. The Planning Commission determined that the fitness center is a conditional use under Schedule 1125.02A. This approval by the Planning Commission now requires confirmation by the majority vote by council pursuant to Section 1137.022. Sincerely, Edward Fitzgerald, Acting Building Commissioner. And I believe we have a representative here. If you'd like to step up to the podium, and if you could please state your name for the record, we'd appreciate that.
Brad Goldberg, Vice President of Development for the Visconsi Companies, 30050 Chagrin Boulevard, Pepper Pike, Ohio. And we are the prospective purchaser of the land with Key Bank and will be the landlord to and developer of the LA Fitness building proposed for the site.
Okay. Did you have anything you'd like to explain first, or did you want me to just open it up for any questions?
Open it up. I think that I brought a board to answer some questions, but majority of the planning will be dealt with in planning commission meetings and so forth. But I wanted to address council and have if there's any questions they had regarding the project itself at this point.
Okay. Does any council member have any questions?
If I may be recognized.
Yes, Mr. DeMarco.
I just have a couple basic questions, and I don't know if you're at finance this evening, so I apologize, I missed the meeting. Can you just give me some idea of what the total construction costs are for the project and a rough idea of what the annual payroll will be at the facility?
The annual, well, the construction will be hover somewhere around $8 million. And they have not decided whether this will be a 24-hour club. This is going to be an executive club. So they won't know that till later on, but there's typically 2 shifts and a minimum of 15 people per shift. But that can be from counter people all the way up to trained physical therapy and trainers. So I could get that information for you, but it's at least a payroll of 30 people on a total, but how they break up on the shift. So it's a decent sized
Okay,
payroll.
do you have Fran's email address, or you could just, whoever you can email it to, the mayor? Yeah, if you could just send it on, and whoever gets it, if you could forward it on to council, that'd be great.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Any other questions from any other council people?
May I recognize just one
Yes,
question?
Mr. Van Kirk.
What is the timetable if this is approved? What is your timetable for starting construction and finishing?
Well, they actually want this to be their flagship location. They have purchased 2 locations in town. They bought Urban Active at Legacy, and they bought Urban Active in Westlake at Crocker Park to give you some indication of the aesthetics and the design and the class of the club. They're gutting those, remodeling those. So they want this to be their prototype flagship location. They actually wanted to break ground in fall, if possible. And we're fast tracking it, and the city's been great to work with. As fast as we can go to get the permits, we'll start construction. That's the best answer I can give you right now, but
Okay.
if you had to pin me down right now, I would say fall.
For the start from the fall? Very good. And then how long does it typically take to?
They'll probably want to be open by, depending on the season, the winter, how bad the winter is, sometime next summer.
Very good, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else have any other questions or comments? Yes, no, go ahead, Mrs. Gallagher.
We have a pool inside the LA Fitness, you said, right?
That's correct.
Right, and what else is included in that?
Wow, that's a loaded question. It's a 45,000 square foot building with state-of-the-art cardio equipment, therapy, lifts, a pool, training, a spa. It's a high-end club. It's not really what you'd say like a Fitworks or anything like that. It has all the bells and whistles of a state-of-the-art health club. They don't like to be called a gym because I've offended them before when I call it a gym. It's a health club, and it's. But if you go online, you take a look at what they have to offer, you'll be impressed. I was.
Okay.
And it's very similar to a Lifetime Fitness that was built right by Eaton Corp's new headquarters. So it attracts a lot of executives, a lot of families. They have babysitting services so couples and moms can work out during the day with her. So it's a great concept.
Well, I'm glad, the Mayor, you brought up that all the businesses are excited about this project. But thank you.
You're welcome.
I did have one question that I understand you may be able to answer, because we had a retirement in our building department. I wasn't able to get an answer earlier this evening, and that is, there was a preliminary site plan that was approved years ago. It was a mix of the office buildings, the retail, and a hotel. Do you have the information on what was targeted for this specific lot?
I can tell you what was the master plan a while ago
Right.
with the old regime.
Right.
At one time, they were planning on, when the outlots were sold, they were planning on doing more development. Since then, the owner of the land has pulled back they're eventually going to be bringing more jobs from downtown out to here as they try to downsize in the tower. Now, I don't know what the plan is, and that's a conceptual plan because of the cost of renting office space when you can have your own. As a matter of fact, that particular owner of the land had a gym at the Tiedemann location, and they got rid of it. And they're making room to add cubicles and more offices, so it's by getting rid of the gym and using this, they're actually bringing more jobs out there. Initially, though, this piece was planned for a hotel, but there was never a user, there was never a deal, and that's why it never.
Right, I'm aware of that.
It never happened, and that's why we're asking for when they did the master planning and the zoning, that's why we're here in front asking for the conditional use because of how it was initially planned.
Okay. So are you, I don't know if you're able to share this with us or not, but are you saying that, is this the only lot that's for sale now? Because I know there were other
No,
parcels.
there were, I don't know if somebody came along and actually said to the bank, whether it be another restaurant or something else, whether they would sell, because I'm the buyer, so I can't comment on what their overall plans are. I can tell you what's been in discussions is that their goal is to bring more jobs out there and build it up, and which is one of the reasons why we went there, to tell you the truth, because of the highway visibility, access. We're not creating any traffic congestion. It's laid out well, and that particular owner plans on bringing more white-collar jobs out there. So as I'd agree, so that's really the best answer, but I can't really comment on
Okay.
on what they're.
And I'm just going to throw in my personal comment, and that is that I do share some of the concerns that Mr. DeMarco had mentioned in an email to us, because we do have very limited space in our city where we have the opportunity to bring in high-paying jobs and to help try and diversify our tax base, because we are overly dependent, basically, on a couple top employers. I was aware of the previous preliminary site plan approval, so in my mind, because the hotel was targeted for this lot, the decision, I think, is hotel versus fitness center. I did some research, and I do know that this is a very top-notch organization, so I will be supporting this.
And may I make another comment? There's a reason why when these clubs go to, it is absolutely, if one of the goals of the city is to bring additional jobs, this is an absolute magnet to help to do that, because people like to go at lunch and go work out, go early in the morning and not have to have a commute and make it a chore to go and work out. We're actually in Pepper Pike. I'm 5 minutes away from a Lifetime, which is their competitor. I go at lunch, and I could be there in 5 minutes, and I could be back working an hour and a half, and it's an amenity of one of the reasons why we're staying in the office space that we're staying, so.
Okay,
I just
anyone
have,
else?
I'm sorry, I
Yes.
just have one more
No,
question,
that's
which
fine.
and again, if it was in here, I missed it. How many acres are you purchasing for the facility
we
with
own 4
parking?
acres.
4 acres?
Right.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, we need a motion to approve the conditional use.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Joanne, if you call the roll, please.
Sure. Ron Van Kirk?
Yes.
Colleen Gallagher?
Yes.
Katie Gallagher?
Yes.
Kevin Tansky?
Yes.
Tom Murphy?
Yes.
Kathy Pucci?
Yes.
Tony DeMarco?
No.
Okay, we have a letter from Fire Chief Zemek. I would like council's and the mayor's permission to dispose of the old and outdated self-contained breathing apparatus, SCBA. Thank you. The existing units were purchased and placed into service pre-1999. A FEMA/AFG grant was awarded to purchase the new units. The Cuyahoga Community College's Fire Training Academy has voiced interest in taking some of the SCBA's for non-firefighting/training evolutions. So I would like permission to donate some to the academy as well as to dispose of the remaining units. So we need a motion to authorize the donation and the disposal.
Move to authorize disposal and donation.
Second.
To authorize the disposal and donation of the SCBA units, Ron Van Kirk.
Yes.
Colleen Gallagher.
Yes.
Katie Gallagher.
Yes.
Kevin Tansky.
Yes.
Tom Murphy.
Yes.
Kathy Pucci.
Yes.
Tony DeMarco.
Yes.
And just for everyone's information, that stands for self-contained breathing apparatus. Dear Mayor Balbier and members of council, I'm requesting council's authorization on the following item as it is related to the Cuyahoga County CDBG playground upgrades. Authorize the park rehab project as submitted by Game Time in the amount of $79,798.24. This will be done in conjunction with the U.S. Communities Intergovernmental Cooperative Purchasing Agreement. At the last meeting, council approved the amount, but the wrong contractor was mistakenly presented. It has been corrected from David Williams and Associates Incorporated to Game Time.
Move to authorize the correction.
Second.
To authorize correction to the CDBG playground upgrades, Ron Van Kirk.
Yes.
Colleen Gallagher.
Yes.
Katie Gallagher.
Yes.
Kevin Tansky.
Yes.
Tom Murphy.
Yes.
Kathy Pucci.
Yes.
Tony DeMarco.
Yes.
Okay, next we have authorization for roof work over the old fire station. Service Director John Verba has presented a $2,600 requisition for Terrick Roofing Incorporated to do repairs patchwork on the old fire station roof. At the March 25th, 2013 meeting, City Council meeting, council approved to accept the bid from the Garland Company / Design Build Solutions under the Master Intergovernmental Cooperating Purchasing Agreement and the U.S. Communities proposal from Terrick Roofing for the City Hall roof project for an amount not to exceed $350,000. The patchwork for the old fire station roof was not included in the scope of the work, which is why the $2,600 is being presented to council for approval. So we need a motion to authorize this work with Terrick.
Move to authorize work.
Second.
To authorize the patchwork at the old fire station roof in the amount of $2,600, Ron Van Kirk.
Yes.
Colleen Gallagher.
Yes.
Katie Gallagher.
Yes.
Kevin Tansky.
Yes.
Tom Murphy.
Yes.
Kathy Pucci.
Yes.
Tony DeMarco.
Yes.
This is from the fire chief. I'm respectfully requesting that the mayor and council accept a series of reimbursement grant awards from the Ohio Emergency Management Agency and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. In January 2013, the federal government FEMA declared a disaster declaration for the damages and ancillary costs that were incurred in the aftermath of the October 2012 storm Hurricane Sandy. There are other payments forthcoming for wage reimbursements, and since council is taking their summer break, I wanted to be able to have the checks deposited. Estimated expected amounts. From FEMA, between $26,000 and $27,000. Ohio EMA, possibly 2 checks. One for between $120 and $150, and one for between $8,000 and $10,000. Thank you. This is from Fire Chief Zemek.
Move to accept the grants.
Second.
To accept the fire grants from FEMA and Ohio EMA, Ron Van Kirk.
Yes.
Colleen Gallagher.
Yes.
Katie Gallagher.
Yes.
Kevin Tansky.
Yes.
Tom Murphy.
Yes.
Kathy Pucci.
Yes.
Tony DeMarco.
Yes.
We have a second letter from the fire chief requesting permission to authorize a grant award. I'm respectfully requesting that the mayor and council accept a $2,500 grant award from the Ohio Department of Public Safety, Division of Emergency Medical Services. This is a 100% reimbursable award, meaning purchases must be made and submitted, and then the state will send the city the check for $2,500. Monies are being used for EMS equipment. So we need a motion to accept the grant.
Move to accept the grant.
Second.
To accept the Ohio Department of Public Safety Division of EMS grant for EMS equipment, Ron Van Kirk.
Yes.
Colleen Gallagher.
Yes.
Katie Gallagher.
Yes.
Kevin Tansky.
Yes.
Tom Murphy.
Yes.
Kathy Pucci.
Yes.
Tony DeMarco.
Yes.
And thank you, Chief, for your work on obtaining those grants for the city. To members of council regarding street striping, I'm requesting authorization from council for approval of the 2013 street striping project. We will begin to stripe the main roads on Tuesday, June 25th, 2013. I'm requisitioning $20,000 for this project, which will include the paint beads, and the rental of the machines. Sincerely, John Verba, Director of Public Service. And I did just want to make the public aware that Mr. Verba has been cooperating with the City of Brook Park. They are assisting us in our street striping, and we are assisting them. So thank you, Mr. Verba. And we need a motion to authorize.
Move to authorize.
Second.
To authorize the 2013 street striping program, Ron Van Kirk,
Yes.
Colleen Gallagher,
Yes.
Katie Gallagher,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky,
Yes.
Tom Murphy,
Yes.
Kathy Pucci.
Yes.
Tony DeMarco.
Yes.
Dear Mayor and members of council, the Recreation Center had a leak on Monday, June 17th, which caused the ice to be damaged and rentals had to be canceled. The K Company responded and found that the drain lines for the air handling units 1, 2, and 3 were sagging, which caused them to leak. There are currently not enough funds in approved appropriations from the 2013 budget to make the necessary repairs. I'm asking council to approve $4,077.05 so that the repairs can be made at this time. And between now and our special meeting that we schedule, the finance director is going to get together with the acting recreation manager and service director to reassess what we need to appropriate to carry us through.
Move to authorize the repairs.
Second.
To authorize the emergency repairs at the Recreation Center, Ron Van Kirk,
Yes.
Colleen Gallagher,
Yes.
Katie Gallagher,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky.
Yes.
Tom Murphy.
Yes.
Kathy Pucci.
Yes.
Tony DeMarco.
Yes.
To mayor and members of council, requesting for permission to award the bid for the self-contained breathing apparatus. The bid opening for the SCBA's occurred on Thursday, June 20th, 2013, at 1200 hours. 3 vendors submitted their bids. Fire Force, $128,800. Finley Fire, $136,995. Warren Fire, $134,891. While Fire Force was the lowest bidder, they took exception to the bid specifications. Fire Force also sells only mine safety MSA units. The department presently uses Scott safety units, as does our mutual aid partners. In order to maintain compatibility and interoperability on the emergency scenes, as well as keeping the present user knowledgeability, I am requesting that the bid be awarded to Warren Fire in the amount of $134,891 for the Scott self-contained breathing apparatus. Just a reminder, these units are going to be purchased through the grant award from FEMA Assistance to Firefighters Grant Program, Chief Zemek. So we need a motion to accept the bid from Warren Fire for $134,891.
Move to accept the bid.
Second.
To accept the bid from Warren Fire in the amount of $134,891, Ron Van Kirk,
Yes.
Colleen Gallagher,
Yes.
Katie Gallagher,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky.
Yes.
Tom Murphy,
Yes.
Kathy Pucci,
Yes.
Tony DeMarco.
Yes.
Okay, now we'll move on to our legislation. Resolution 2013-4, which will be passed by emergency measure this evening in order to comply with the county's deadline. A resolution adopting the tax budget for the fiscal year 2014. These are the property taxes in the city of Brooklyn. There is no change. Our total is 5.9 mils.
Oh.
We need a motion to
Move to adopt.
suspend the rules.
Introduced by all, suspend the rules.
I think Colleen
That was
said
a second.
Mhm.
To suspend the rules, Ron Van Kirk,
Yes.
Colleen Gallagher,
Yes.
Katie Gallagher,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky.
Yes.
Tom Murphy,
Yes.
Kathy Pucci,
Yes.
Tony DeMarco.
Yes.
Okay, next is ordinance,
To adopt.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm jumping ahead. Go ahead.
Is there a motion and a second for that?
He said introduce by all, suspend the rules, yeah.
Okay. To adopt resolution number 2013-4, Ron Van Kirk,
Yes.
Colleen Gallagher,
Yes.
Katie Gallagher,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky.
Yes.
Tom Murphy.
Yes.
Kathy Pucci,
Yes.
Tony DeMarco.
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 2013-40, which is up for emergency passage this evening, authorizing the mayor to amend and expand an agreement with Zashin and Rich Company LPA to provide and conduct additional labor negotiations on behalf of the city of Brooklyn. And this does stipulate that we're authorizing an additional amount not to exceed $25,000.
Introduced by all, suspend the rules.
Second.
To suspend the rules, Ron Van Kirk,
Yes.
Colleen Gallagher,
Yes.
Katie Gallagher,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky.
No.
Tom Murphy,
No.
Kathy Pucci,
Yes.
Tony DeMarco.
Yes.
To adopt Ron Van Kirk,
Yes.
Colleen Gallagher,
Yes.
Katie Gallagher,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky,
No.
Tom Murphy,
No.
Kathy Pucci,
Yes.
Tony DeMarco.
Yes.
Okay, so that does pass by a vote of 5-2. Next is ordinance 2013-43, which is up for emergency passage this evening. An ordinance to approve the 2013 replacement pages to the Brooklyn Codified Ordinances and declaring an emergency. Basically, this just takes legislation that we have previously passed, and it updates our codified ordinance, which is both in a book form and also available online.
Introduced by all, suspend the rules.
Second.
To suspend the rules, Ron Van Kirk,
Yes.
Colleen Gallagher,
Yes.
Katie Gallagher,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky,
Yes.
Tom Murphy,
Yes.
Kathy Pucci,
Yes.
Tony DeMarco.
Yes.
To adopt, Ron Van Kirk,
Yes.
Colleen Gallagher,
Yes.
Katie Gallagher,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky,
Yes.
Tom Murphy,
Yes.
Kathy Pucci,
Yes.
Tony DeMarco.
Yes.
Ordinance 2013-44, which is up for emergency passage this evening, establishing a price list for the Brooklyn Community Senior Center for various items, fees, services, and sales. This reflects no change in anything that we're currently charging for. This was a suggestion made by our auditors. The senior center has an advisory committee that sets the prices for the various fees and services that we offer. The auditor wanted to see council formally adopt it. So there's a long list, and it is available. It's a public record if anybody would like to see it.
Introduced by all, suspend the rules.
Second.
To suspend the rules, Ron Van Kirk,
Yes.
Colleen Gallagher,
Yes.
Katie Gallagher,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky,
Yes.
Tom Murphy,
Yes.
Kathy Pucci,
Yes.
Tony DeMarco.
Yes.
To adopt, Ron Van Kirk,
Yes.
Colleen Gallagher,
Yes.
Katie Gallagher,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky,
Yes.
Tom Murphy,
Yes.
Kathy Pucci,
Yes.
Tony DeMarco.
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 2013-45, an ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Brooklyn, Ohio, to enter into a contract with the city of Cleveland for the use of the Ridge Road Transfer Station for the disposal of solid waste. This is up for emergency passage this evening because our current contract is expired. This contract represents no change in what we're currently paying. It's $42.29 per ton. We did add into the contract that, just to memorialize what we're already doing with the city of Cleveland with our recyclables, and that is we are taking them, and the city of Cleveland does issue rebate payments back to the city for any amounts received from the sale of recyclable materials.
Introduced by all, suspend the rules.
Second.
To suspend the rules, Ron Van Kirk,
Yes.
Colleen Gallagher,
Yes.
Katie Gallagher,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky,
Yes.
Tom Murphy,
Yes.
Kathy Pucci,
Yes.
Tony DeMarco.
Yes.
To adopt, Ron Van Kirk,
Yes.
Colleen Gallagher,
Yes.
Katie Gallagher,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky,
Yes.
Tom Murphy,
Yes.
Kathy Pucci,
Yes.
Tony DeMarco.
Yes.
Next is ordinance 2013-46, to add new sections 505-33, restrictions on the keeping of chickens, to the codified ordinances of the city of Brooklyn, Ohio. As Mrs. Gallagher already stated, some new information was presented to her this evening, and we had no way of verifying if that current, or that piece of legislation is currently in effect. So we do need a motion to table this ordinance.
Move to table it.
Second.
To table ordinance 2013-46, Ron Van Kirk,
Yes.
Colleen Gallagher,
Yes.
Katie Gallagher,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky,
Yes.
Tom Murphy,
Yes.
Kathy Pucci,
Yes.
Tony DeMarco.
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 2013-47, amending ordinance 2013-32, adopted May 28, 2013, authorizing the purchase of various equipment for the weight room at the John M. Coyne Recreation Center for the additional amount of $1,800.93. There were two unexpected expenses, and this is relating to the conversion of our racquetball court over to the fitness room. Change orders for additional floor preparation and door hardware have been submitted in the amount of $1,800.93. And we need to pass this by emergency this evening.
Introduced by all, suspend the rules.
Second.
To suspend the rules, Ron Van Kirk,
Yes.
Colleen Gallagher,
Yes.
Katie Gallagher,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky,
Yes.
Tom Murphy,
Yes.
Kathy Pucci,
Yes.
Tony DeMarco.
Yes.
To adopt, Ron Van Kirk,
Yes.
Colleen Gallagher,
Yes.
Katie Gallagher,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky,
Yes.
Tom Murphy,
Yes.
Kathy Pucci,
Yes.
Tony DeMarco.
Yes.
And we do anticipate an executive session this evening. Prior to that, does the mayor or any other council person have anything they'd like to say?
Yes, may I be recognized?
Go ahead.
Mrs. Gallagher?
I was wondering if we could include, as I brought up a previous council meeting, in our special session, the discussion about mayor's court, since the finance director has informed us that our expenses outweigh our revenues for the first time.
Yes.
Thank
We can
you.
do that. Mayor?
Yes, our new trash containers have come in, the ones we spread around throughout the city. The service department hasn't had time to put them around yet, but they took one and put it up in front of City Hall. So if anybody wants to take a look at them, it's out here. And these will be able to be picked up by our one-armed truck. That's why we bought them, to empty them.
Okay, any other council member?
May I be recognized, Mr.
Yes, Mr. Verba.
Just to let the residents know, we have a pre-construction meeting on Wednesday at 1:30 in regards to the project on North Cliff. So please check out the city website, and I'll have more information in regards to that construction. Thank you.
Thank you. We need a motion to go into executive session with the mayor and our finance director for the purpose of personnel as it relates to the position of clerk of council and the two positions of manager and assistant manager at the recreation center.
So move.
Second.
To go into executive session, Ron Van Kirk,
Yes.
Colleen Gallagher,
Yes.
Katie Gallagher,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky,
Yes.
Tom Murphy,
Yes.
Kathy Pucci,
Yes.
Tony DeMarco.
Yes.
And just for the public's information, when we do reconvene, there will be no action taken other than to reconvene and then adjourn. Thank you.